Hi, how are you doing today? I am personally doing fine. Um, if this is your first time watching a video of mine, welcome to my channel. I'd like to see you more often in my channel, so please subscribe, leave a comment, and all of that. And if you're ready, subscribed, welcome back. And this is so, as you read in the title of this video, this is my first ASMR in English. So first of all, I would like to ask you to be nice because I know my English isn't perfect. So if you are a native English speaker, feel free to correct my pronunciation if I mispronounce something. But yes, please be aware that this is my third language, so I'm aware that it's not perfect, but I hope you like this video. Sometimes I see people doing ASMR in English when English is not their native language, their first language, and people always comment like, your accent give me tingles, so maybe my accent can give you tingles. Also, this is my first time recording an ASMR video with this little microphone. I stole this from my dad. I asked him if I could take it to see if it's good, so tell me in the comments if you think that this is a good mic or not for ASMR. So in this video I will just be talking to you, saying random stuff, and hopefully you will like this. So my name is Camille, as my the name of my channel. In French, this is a French name, and in French it is pronounced Camille, and in Portuguese it's pronounced Camille. So I have different versions of my name. So I'm gonna start presenting myself and telling you how I learned to speak English. So first of all, I'm Brazilian, so I was born in Brazil, and my first language is obviously Brazilian Portuguese. So I started learning English. I think that for everybody is like that in school. So when we are little, since 7 years old, we have English classes, but we learn really basic stuff like some songs or some pretty basic vocabulary, like animals, the sun, the cat, the dog, the pig, the colors like green, purple, pink, and stuff like this. But when I was 13, I guess, my parents thought it would be a good idea to put me in a private English school so that I can really learn how to properly write, read, and speak English. So I would have 2 hours of English every week with native English speakers. So my teachers were all from the United States. I had a teacher who was Scottish. It was actually pretty hard to understand what he was saying at first because I was used to the North American accent, so people from the United States. And then he came with his Scottish accent, and it was pretty hard. But we eventually got used to it. But I think that my English, like the way I pronounce things, it's more the North American English. And also because I grew up watching North American movies, listening to music, and watching series in the English of the United States. And that's why I think that my pronunciation, oh my god, I'm really struggling. It's been actually a while since I've practiced my English. So yeah, watching movie series and listening to music in English has helped me a lot with the learning of casual English, because at the English school we didn't learn how to speak like casually like this, in a normal conversation. When I was like in the advanced classes, I started to have more like conversation classes. But in the beginning, we learn grammar, we learn how to properly write, how to properly read and stuff like that. So the casual English, I picked that up from series like How I Met Your Mother, Friends, and other series. But I think mostly How I Met Your Mother, because it was the first like pretty long series, and it's like a sitcom, so it has a lot of daily situations, like day-to-day situations, and how to say some things, like basic things that I didn't learn, and I had learned in the English school. But I am very grateful that my parents put me in English school, because I think that speaking English is actually pretty useful, because you can communicate with people from all around the world, because English isn't a very hard language to learn compared to other languages like Portuguese, for example, or French, or Spanish, or Russian, or Mandarin Japanese. These are very complex languages, grammarly wise, and English isn't very complicated. With the verbs, the tenses, they aren't very difficult to learn. I'm not saying it is very easy to learn, because it's been many years that I've been practicing my English, and it isn't still perfect, but it is enough to communicate. And if I compare with another language, like for example, if I had the same amount of years of learning German, I wouldn't be able to speak like that. Like, I wouldn't be as good in English that I would be in German, or in Mandarin, or in Russian, or I don't know, whatever language. I'm actually like currently learning Spanish and Italian, and I hope I will be able to speak them correctly soon. But they're very difficult languages. Mostly Italian, because Italian, even though it's a Latin language like Portuguese and French that I already speak, the structure, the vocab is not the same. Like it's very different from the two that I already know, and Spanish is closer to Portuguese, so it's been easier. But Italian is very, hard. I'm struggling really. I'm really struggling to learn Italian, and I'm going to Italy soon, and I'm so excited because I think that Italy is like one of the most beautiful countries in the world. It's so amazing, it's so beautiful, so rich in culture, in beauty, in everything. I'm also going to visit England for the first time this summer, and I'm so excited. It will be a good opportunity for me to practice my English. It's been quite a while since I spoke to native English speakers, and I hope they're nice and they're not the kind of people that are like, oh, your English is awful, like French people. French people are like this. When I first arrived in France, and I was learning how to speak French, it was very difficult. It was very harsh because people are not kind and gentle at all. They will stare you dead and they will stare at you and be like, I didn't understand what you said. Your pronunciation isn't good. Like, okay. Why are you being so mean? I'm doing what I can. I'm sorry. So I hope that people in England are kinder. Yeah. So yeah, I was going to tell a story when knowing English was pretty useful. When I was going to Brazil on vacation, because I actually live in France now, and I was going to Brazil, and there was a lady sitting next to me, and she was from Croatia, and she asked me if I spoke English, and I said yes, I do. So we had a long conversation during the flight, and she asked me for some tips in Brazil, and she asked me some stuff about Brazilian people, Brazilian culture, stuff like that. And it was pretty nice because if it wasn't for us both knowing how to speak English, we could never talk, because Croatian is very, very, very difficult language, and the probability that I found someone from Croatia that speaks Portuguese is very, very low, because they're two very difficult languages. As we both spoke English, it was very easy to communicate, so that was cool. But I told her that I was not happy with her country because they eliminated Brazil from the World Cup in football. Soccer, actually. So yeah, I told her that, and she told me like, yeah, people from my country, they were so happy because Croatia is a very small country, and we would never think that it would be possible to beat Brazil in soccer, and we did. So we were so happy, and I was like, yeah, okay, you were happy, but I hate your team because you eliminated us. It was funny, but yeah, I actually cried that day. It was humiliating, so sad for Brazilian people. So yeah, and at uni I could also help some people because in France people don't speak English like at all. They're awful at speaking English. They will be the first ones to criticize your pronunciation in French, But as soon as they try to speak another language like English, they are awful at it. So I don't know why they're judging people if they cannot speak English. So rude of them. So yeah, I actually could help some people at uni because they only spoke English. In France there are a lot of international students and they have some difficulties speaking French because, as I said before, it's a very hard language. So I could help Russians, Ukrainian, because there are some people from Ukraine that come in France as refugees because of the war. So I could help them because they spoke English. I could help a girl from Spain that also spoke English, and the list goes on actually, because as I said, in uni, like, people do not speak English. It is very rare to find a French person that actually speaks good English and understands you speaking English. And in uni I am in the advanced English group, and in the advanced group there are like almost no French people. There are only international students that know how to speak English, and French people are usually in the beginners or intermediate groups because their English is very bad. So if you come to France and you try to communicate in English and they are rude with you, don't be sad. It's just basic French behavior. But they're not all rude. I cannot say this. I live in France, so, and I am French, so yeah, some French people are nice. I am nice. Swear to God, I'm super nice. So yeah, that's it. I think I'm gonna stop the video because this is already so long. I speak a lot. And that's it. I hope you like it, and if you think that my English is good, comment down below. If you think that my English is horrible, comment down below. If you think that I have a pretty accent, comment. If you think I have a bad accent, comment. Wait, did I say bad twice? I don't remember. Bad memory, sorry. So yeah, subscribe to my channel, and if you liked this video in English, tell me if you would like me to do more English videos, or if you prefer Brazilian, Portuguese, or if you prefer videos in French. And I could try to do a video speaking Spanish. I'm sure that the video wouldn't be so long in Spanish because I actually find it pretty hard to speak Spanish, but yeah, I could try if you would like to. If you would like me to. That's it. Bye. See you in the next video on my channel.